Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Thank you for joining me once again for one of these diary entries. This time we're going along with a brand new mega themed booster pack in Pokemon TCG Pocket. That is right. We had just gotten essentially the new season with the Blaziken, Gyarados, and Altaria megas, and now we are going to be going in and I see our trio of Kanto starters with megas. Now, unsure if that means that we're going to get both Mega Charizard X and Y, because I only see the Y on the cover there, but you never know. But I could also see it being a Mega Charizard X being in a separate pack in and of itself. But we want to kind of see what's going on with these ones here. We're getting a little bit of everything there. Seeing a little bit of Porygon on the front there too, and a Magnezone, so it looks like we might be getting another Magnezone as well. All right, but before we really get into the new stuff, as always, I like to go back and just review some of the hits that I have gotten previously between when I do these sorts of videos. So, first off here, we are getting a little bit of a shiny Bidoof. Fun fact, if you want to even call it fun, but shiny Bibarel was the first shiny Pokemon that I ever found at full odds. So if we're not going to be counting the red Gyarados that was present in Gold, Silver, and Crystal, this Bidoof was the, not Bidoof, but Bibarel was the first shiny Pokemon that I ever was able to find and catch. Who knows, there's always the possibility that I could have had one in Gen 1 that, was due to the stats with how that worked, but at least Bibarel was my first shiny one. So, getting a little bit of Bidoof here with the Hyper Fang of having the HP is just kind of nice there. Up next here, we're going to get a shiny full art Dialga EX. So, just a nice little guy there, little into the steel types. I know that it might be a little bit outclassed now because of things like the EXs that come through here. I like the metallic turbo there of just, being able to accelerate the amount of energy that you are putting out onto something in case you need something to be very big. So I thought that was nice. I mean, it's a nice green hue as well. I remember getting the trio here of Dialga, Palkia, and Giratina shiny from the GameStop distributions back in, middle school, maybe? I'm trying to remember how far back it was, if it might have been even elementary school. No, because this was on the DS there. Yeah, so it must have been kind of early middle school when those distributions had gotten out for me. And up next, we have another shiny Graveler. This ended up being my third copy of it, so it was a bit unimpressive to be able to find it there, so kind of meh. But we got one of our big hits here. Yeah, that's right. This is an immersive art Mega Gyarados EX. So what I'm going to do is at the very end of this review, I'm just going to play the animations and kind of give my thoughts about them there. But yeah, Mega Gyarados, discarding the top cards of an opponent's deck, just milling them out, is pretty darn good there. Getting rid of 3 things that they might want and that they will never play. You could discard something that they really, really want. It definitely makes the milling strategy kind of viable in this here. It is 4 energy, but with the way that you are able to do some things with accelerating in water, it doesn't seem like the most difficult thing, especially if you can get 3 water energy onto Magikarp, the most recent one in this set, because it just allows you to take the Mega Gyarados out from your deck and evolve the Magikarp. And up next, we have our fancy pantsy Mega Altaria EX, but in the 2-star version of it here. So I think this is our no, because we had other megas like Pinsir and whatnot that had less than 200, but this is the first evolved one that has less than 200 HP. For 2 Psychic Energy, you do 40x does 30 more damage for each of your benched Pokemon, so it's not the most amazing there because you can do a maximum of 90 extra, so you're doing at most 130 for 2 energy, which it's not that bad. You can KO anything in 2 shots, but that's all it's really doing is just basing off of there. So, but if also you don't have anything on your bench, then you're only doing 40 for 2, and that doesn't feel really, really great. However, one thing I do really, really like with these full art Mega Pokemon is the effect that they have of the original Pokemon in the background there, and when you shake the card a little bit there, the kind of the power aura around it, which in this case is that light blue and pink that kind of tries to circle it a little bit, will flash, and as you move it, the Altaria will move up into the Mega Altaria, and you cannot see it until it comes back to rest. So I just think it's a really, really nifty effect. And also, another one of my beloveds here, Mega Ampharos EX in its rainbow border. And I mean, it, again, still not one of the greatest Mega EXs there. Does 100 damage to whatever is active, and then kind of does the Dragonite from Apex Legends kind of deal of dealing an extra 20 damage to 3 different, not 3 different targets, but 3 targets. Could be the same one, so if they only have 1 Pokemon on the bench, the 60 is guaranteed on there. But, while I think that this is absolutely adorable, and I love Mega Ampharos, I don't think that this is going to really see all that much, because it's a stage 2 that just doesn't quite hit hard enough. We also ended up getting a shiny Victory Bell, getting a lot of blue lips, putting on a little bit of blue lipstick there, trying to be very nice there. I do think that it has a nifty ability of being able to pull in the benched Pokemon. It's not strong enough with the 60 damage there, but, it's just an interesting one. And here we are. We also ended up getting the Immersive Art Mega Altaria again. It's not the best Mega there, but I absolutely love the art on it there. I like the pastel colors on it. It really makes it look much more like a fairy, which is kind of funny because Swablu does not share any typings with Mega Altaria, because it swaps off the normal for Dragon to become a flying dragon in Altaria, and then it gives up the flying type for fairy type. So it's just one of those weird cases where the base form loses all of the typings that it has later on. And like I said, at the end, we're going to go through some of the animations for this. We also got a little bit of this Lycia here. She's acting very cute, trying to impress the judges at the contests that they have, pulling in some basic Pokemon. I would assume that you could use this to try to get very specific Pokemon, like, who knows, maybe you'll have some basics in your deck, like EXs or something, that you can just, that you'll have in your deck, and maybe there are certain basic Pokemon that you need to evolve into something like Magikarp to go into Gyarados, and you're like, oh man, I got the Gyarados in my hand, but I need the Magikarp. Well, you can use this to go find your Magikarps then. So, I think it could be nifty, but I don't think it's quite as powerful as some other things. And look at that, it's a Graveler. Ooh, another one there. So when I said third, this is actually the third one here. I just kind of meant 3 in total that I ended up getting, and I just forgot where along it was. But this was the third one here. We also ended up getting a Dartrix as well, a shiny Dartrix. I think we'd have to see if there's going to be a better Decidueye or Decidueye EX, because I don't really see them running all that much there. And kind of one of the one of our unfortunate things. We'll see another one later on, but this Rapidash EX rainbow art, I guess technically these are like SIRs or something, but it's just along the lines of, we got it. And for whatever reason, the Rapidash EX just wants to be near me or something, because I've gotten multiple of this one. I got multiple of the full art one, and then of course, you know, plenty of the regular EX ones, the forced diamond ones. So it was just a little bit weird that out of all of the ones that I was missing, and I am missing more than I currently have, that it would repeat this one. So, you know, I'm really hoping that with the trade feature now offering the trading of 2 stars, that I could potentially trade this one out for one that I actually need, maybe. And we also got a little bit of little blue nose Diglett there. Nothing really more to say. It's got the little tufts on its head there. Alolan Diglett, got a little bit of a sunburn there. That's about it. And another full art shiny. So this time it's Tapu Koko EX there. The Plasma Hurricane, I feel, is a pretty good ability. The 90 is, you know, a bit low for the damage, but it is a basic that accelerates with its first attack that only needs 1 energy. So, I mean, it seems like it can still be fine, but more so, the shiny is just really, really cool there. How all of the different Tapus just get a, you know, a black portion to them there. I think it's all of their kind of like shells ended up becoming black, which I think is really great, especially with Alola being heavily based off of the Hawaiian Islands, that a lot of the tattoos, the Polynesian people, were kind of that black ink and had that those designs types on it. I think it's great. And we also got a little bit of a roasted chicken here. We had gotten the Moltres EX previously. This is just a regular Moltres that was in there as well. You know, we like our Kentucky Fried Chicken and whatnot there. And one of our other disappointments here is this Whimsicott EX. Now, I think that it's interesting to have it interact with the retreat cost there, but I don't need another one. So it's just like, I've got 2 now, so again, I'm hoping that I can trade one out without needing to have 3, because that would be ideal. And one more full art shiny here, Primarina EX there. Very, very bulky Pokemon, and has a little bit of a healing effect there in its sparkling aria, but you know, I think that Mega Pokémon are kind of going to just break out onto the scene and make a whole lot of things unviable, which I think will in turn make the one Oricorio that's immune to EX damage to be all that much better, because the Megas are so powerful, and probably a lot of people will want to run them there. And I think that, you know, the more that you use those, the more that it becomes a, well, I should just run this Oricorio then, and then people will have to alter their decks so that they don't have only EX Pokemon as their payouts, which could even out the playing field of, you know, not quite as a powerful deck or something like that. But for our final one, we did get the Mega Blaziken immersive art as well. So it was the last one that we got, but to be fair, it was the one that I was pulling last for. I think that you can I can't remember if it's the gold ones you can get as well as the immersive arts. I feel like that would be the case, where you could get the immersive art no matter which one that you're in. I mean, if it isn't a specific one and I'm just glossing over that, then yeah, you know, it makes sense. I wasn't pulling as hard for Blaziken as I was for the other ones, just because between Altaria, Gyarados, and Blaziken, I like them in those orders the best there. So And like I said, at the end, we'll review the animation. And for our biggest pull there, that is right, we got one of the gold cards, a little bit of the Lilligant here, which, giving all of your grass-type Pokemon extra HP seems decent there. You know, it's a little bit of a support Pokemon there, which, you know, you could have up to 2 out there and be trying to do something with them, kind of similar how you would do it with, oh, I don't know, Shaman healing. And I think that there's another one that's a stage 1 or stage 2 that you can heal 20 or 30 HP each turn there if you wanted to do that instead of Shaman, but it's a big investment. And being able to take 20 extra damage isn't too bad. I mean, if it's on an EX, that means that it would take, you know, at exact damage, a red to be able to actively get rid of a Pokemon EX there if they've got 20 extra HP. But yeah, you know, 1 gold card is nice. Because, you know, because it's a triple pack set, I probably will be doing more of my pulls from this set as opposed to side ones like this current set there, just because it's a smaller set. It only has, you know, it doesn't have as many cards in it there. So in order for me to get the golds or to be able to get the pack points to be able to purchase something bigger, you know, I'd have to pull from those ones there, and there's a lot more that I could potentially get. So going along there, I also opened up this Rainbow Melmetal EX there. I think it goes really nice, you know, just punching up to the heavens like that. I don't think it's necessarily a great card there, but, you know, I think all of these SIRs for the EX Pokemon always look really great. And I have not been having a lot of luck with the Wonder Picks. And I say that because I believe that there have been about 10 that I have found a 2-star in that I don't have, and I've tried to get them, and I was not picking the right one. Now, you will see there's going to be a few more later on where I do, but comparatively early on when I would find these 2-stars, it would be more likely to have them. Like, I think I had a positive ratio where I hit the card that I wanted more often than not when it was a 2-star. But now, like, it's either evened out or I'm like far into the ditch now, just because of how many of these I've failed. But this one here, you know, at the very least, it was someone had pulled a God Pack, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna at least get a hit, and I would prefer to get one of the 2-stars, but it's like if I get one of the illustration rares, yeah, for either the Pancham or the Hippowdon, it's not terrible because I only have one of them there. And then it's like, okay, you know, like I've got the Melmetal already, so it'd be a little disappointing to get that. But I ended up getting the Greninja SIR there, and I'm going to just pull up a bigger picture of it and look at how nice that looks there. Just kind of fallen, doing a little bit of training there. It definitely gives off a lot of that ninja vibes to it. Like, I think it looks really cool. And, you know, I was like, oh man, you know, like, I'm really glad that I could get one of these 2 Greninjas, because, you know, getting one of the 2 would be fantastic. And then lo and behold, I go and I pull a pack shortly after, and I get the other Greninja that I didn't pull. And I was just absolutely baffled but ecstatic, because I'm like, wow, man, if I had picked the other Greninja, I would have doubled up, and I'd be like, oh man, you know, like, I missed out on the SIR, but now I got both of them there, and it just feels a lot better with it. So that was kind of like the best luck that I had with the Wonder Picks there. Additionally, I also ended up getting a rainbow rare SIR for the Mega Absol there, and it looks menacing there. Has all of that smoke and almost kind of like black lightning drifting off of it there. It's looking back, super menacing there. One paw raised up like it's going to be coming after us and attacking. Like, it might not be the greatest one there. Like, being able to discard some supporters is nice, but... And it is, I guess, just a basic Pokemon there. You can play it out. You don't need to evolve it there. Not a particularly bulky Mega there, but I mean, it's scary in that particular one there. So going off, we were opening up some more packs, and lo and behold, I got a second Immersive Art Gyarados. Like, that's pretty decent there, like getting the second one there. I certainly was excited to grab that one there. And following up that, one of the other Wonder Picks that I ended up getting here was this full art for the Pinsir EX, and I'll have a closer image of that here for you. And it's just, it's still nice with how it is. I'm just not a huge fan of Pinsir, so its Mega doesn't do quite as much for me as something like Mega Altaria or something like that. And obviously the SIRs are a lot more impressive than the full arts there, so I still respect it, and I'm glad that I got it into my collection. Now that we have looked at everything that has been added into the collection, why don't we take a look at the animations for the immersive arts that came in for these Mega Pokemon EXs. Now we're just going to go in the order that they are in the binder in terms of the numbers that they are. So it'll go Blaziken, then Gyarados, and then Altaria. I'm going to play it once, and then I'm just going to talk about my thoughts on it there. So there we are for the Mega Blaziken, and one thing that I think is really, really cool about this one here, not only is like the super energetic rock metal music, they're very invigorating, which I think is very fitting for Mega Blaziken, being both on fire and doing a lot of martial arts there, being super active, but I noticed it initially with the Greninja after I had gotten the SIR Rainbow Rare for it, which it looks like some of the SIRs are embedded into this work. Like that Greninja looks very familiar to the SIR of it. The Melmetal looks like it as well. I'm not too sure about the Taurus and the Hitmonchan, because if I remember correctly, I think the Hitmonchan is on the ground, but it's involving a lot of the EX Pokemon that are in the Blaziken set, and then also some of the other, what I imagine to be the exclusives, like I think it's the Luxray and the Archeops that are in on it there. And so I think that the coloring is also absolutely splendid with this, that it brings in a whole lot of bright and vibrant colors to it. So overall, I think that this is the best of the three that we got in this set here. We'll talk about my, not grievances, but my criticisms of the other ones here, going on to the Mega Gyarados EX. So there we are for the Mega Gyarados, and when I talked about the vibrant colors for the Blaziken, this one just doesn't seem to have quite as much. It definitely feels like it's like trying to almost be like an old photograph or a painting there, but the colors are very subdued in this one here. Of course, the beam that it's shooting out of its mouth is super bright and vibrant, and maybe it's casting shadows all over the place there, but comparatively to a lot of the other Pokemon ones, the color palette seemed very washed out and had a lot of browns in it that wasn't particularly my favorite. It also felt, I mean, it could be the same length as the Blaziken one, but for whatever reason, it felt short. And I don't know if that's because they were trying to cram in a whole lot more Pokemon into this one than they were into, let's say, the Blaziken one, because there was a whole lot of Pokemon that was getting blown away, but they went by them so quickly that there were times where you could barely process it. Whereas in previous ones where, you know, if it's going to be going through and looking at different Pokemon, it will take its time to get there and kind of not exactly give you a still frame, but it will slow down it like a new pocket of Pokemon before it goes to another one when it'll slow down. But this one, it starts slow and it just picks up progressively as it goes through, and you can't quite see as many Pokemon, and then you get the big full image of the entire thing, and you can see a bunch of the Pokemon there, but it just, because you didn't see a lot of them initially, I feel like it was a bit missed with how, like, I think rushed it seems. I don't think it's bad art. I just think comparatively to the Blaziken one is definitely better. So going on from the Gyarados into the Altaria here. All right, so with the Mega Altaria one, we have this very bright, vibrant pastel colors here. The pastel, not as vibrant as the Blaziken one, so I think in terms of the color palette, the Blaziken definitely is superior. I like the music of it a lot more, but, you know, being a fairy type and being Cloudbird there, you know, it definitely fits to have this more soothing music to it. And probably one of the favorite things about this is when you do have that split off and you're seeing all of the different the 3 different Pokemon there, because there aren't any other ones really in this. It just focuses on the line here. But I like how it reminds me of Kingdom Hearts with the stained glass dive to the heart motifs there, where each of them gets their own of, you know, Swablu, Altaria, and Mega Altaria, and they have kind of little portraits of their profiles on them, kind of like the coins for currency there. And I don't know, it just felt really, really nice. I'm really happy that one of my favorite Megas ended up getting such a nice treatment to it. Do wish that Mega Gyarados was a bit better, but, you know, that's just in my preference there. But overall, I thought that they did very, very nice. It does not feel quite as slow as the Johto Legends there, so with the exception of the Suicune, I think the Suicune was actually good. But yeah, overall, I thought that we ended up pretty good with our polls, and the artwork came out very nice. Now that we've covered this all up and we've taken a good long time about it, let's actually get into the polls. So let's take a quick peek. We do have a couple of the standard packs, just the 1 packs or so, just to see. I don't see any that are backwards, so Not going to do anything there. Anything else that we can see? There's a little Sunflora and a Spinnerack. Okay, nothing super fantastic, it seems, other than the Megas. I'm really looking forward to seeing what they can do. First pack. And we're getting the Porygon right out of the bat. Right out of the gate. Wow. 60 colorless, 1 for Stiffen. Opponent's next turn takes 20 less from attacks. Okay, it's the Arabia, 80. And colorless, double colorless, quick attack 30 plus, flip a coin if heads does 30 more damage. Okay, War Turtle doing a little bit of accuracy training there. I would imagine with the complexity of what Pokemon battles would be if they were real, that there's a lot more nuance that would happen between them other than just the standard like, okay, I stand still right here and attack you and hopefully it hits. And doing all those calculations, I think that it would be a lot more of a physical type of training rather than just a solo mental, like you might do in the like VGC type of world there, which has its own challenges, but this would be a completely different one there. So War Turtle, 90 and water. Shell Shield, as long as this is on your bench, prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks. Okay, so kind of trying to help out with that a little bit. That's actually kind of nice with some of those ones that are like deal damage to a Pokemon on the bench, or deal damage to any Pokemon and they could choose your bench. Waterfall, 2 water and a colorless. Okay, Sunkern, and it's very happy there. That's a very, very happy little Sunkern. Just getting a little bit of the sunshine there. Kind of feels like all that it really needs. And it might be a gardener or something. I see a camera and a watering pail. 50 grass, 1 grass, seed bomb 20, and Charmeleon doing a little bit of training himself as well. 80 and fire type for ignition. Once during your turn, when you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, you may take a fire energy from your energy zone and attach it to your active fire Pokemon. That's actually pretty good there. Just being like, okay, yep, like I had put a fire energy out, I'm going to evolve this, and I get to put a fire energy out on a fire, your active fire. It could be something like, I don't know, Moltres EX, or it could be something that goes into Charizard there. Who knows? Like, it really could be anything. It has steady fire breathing, double fire, and a colorless for 50. I mean, getting that extra acceleration there on fire types, that's kind of decent there. Just being able to get that, kind of like the Sylveon effect. And there's only 69 cards in this one here, but as we can see, 69 is right here on the screen, but we've got a total of 103. I wonder which ones are going to have gold and which one might have an immersive art there from these ones here. I imagine that probably the Charizard is going to either have the gold or the immersive art. I doubt that they're going to have an immersive art for all 3 because, they're not the pack leads there, and there's not multiple packs. But we do have this one that's backwards. I do like just opening these up, even if it's not anything. I really like how this is just a continuation of the Sunkern. It's just like it had its nice cozy little spot, and it's just grown up. It's gotten the sunshine and it evolved. So Sunflora, 100 HP, grass type, 1 grass for quick grow beam, 30 plus. If Quick Grow Extract is in your discard pile, this does 30 more damage. Okay, so it looks like we've got an item or something there that is going to help out with something. Maybe it will do a little bit of evolutionary stuff since it's Quick Grow. Mienfoo, 50 and fighting. 1 fighting energy for Chop, 30. A Red Stripe Basculin, 80 HP, water type, water colorless, surprise strike 40 plus. This move from your bench to the active spot this turn and deals 40 more damage. I have heard people like Purple Clip talk about stuff like the current Mega Lopunny or Golisopod there, how they have their effects that when they do that, when they move from the bench to the active, that they deal more damage, and then potentially trying to do things that get them back so that they can keep on repeating that process over and over again there. Because, a basic Pokemon dealing 80 damage for 2 energy is an insane amount of damage there. So this could be a pretty good one there. Baneri, who were just talking about Mega Lopunny, 60 HP, colorless, 1 colorless double kick, 20x, Flip 2 coins, does 20 free checks, okay. Ooh, and we're already starting off with a new Mega. This time we're getting a little bit of Mega Steelix. Look at all that flashy goodness there. Oh yeah. So not quite as tough, surprisingly, as... or no, it is, because I'm thinking of like the actual Pokemon card game where they have like 300 plus stats. No, like 200 is like the big top for this here. So having 220 is pretty darn bulky, and it's a steel type, double steel, double colorless, adamantine, rolling, 120. During opponent's next turn, this Pokemon takes negative 20 damage from attacks and has no weakness. Oh, okay. Get rid of weakness there. They don't get the extra 20 from fire, and they take a little bit less. So, you know, you probably try to get something like, I don't know, since it has a lot of HP, you could do something, and, you know, it has that bulk of taking less damage. Could do something like Rocky Helmet, or maybe getting something else that might be able to help it take a little bit less damage. Like, I think Adamant does it. I think that lets you take, is it like minus 20 or minus 30 on steel types? So, I mean, that could be pretty decent for you to be able to do with that. Hey, we'll take it, give it a try. I mean, it's a stage 1. The only problem is the amount of steel that's required for it there. So maybe good to team up with something like Dialga. I mean, especially if you're using Adamant, but, you know, we'll have to try to see if it's going to be any good there. You know, if the bulkiness is decent. It will two-shot anything, but, you know, we'll have to see how it goes there. Okay, still getting new cards there, but there are 69 of them there. Maybe we'll continue on with this here. I saw a couple of them that were backwards here. Maybe that's a good sign. Okay, starting off with a little Muck. It's a very different Muck than how we normally see him. He usually has his mouth gaping open, but this time here he looks a lot more serious than he normally does. Maybe he's trying to defend off against some incursion into this junkyard it looks like he's in. But he definitely has a big wallop in store for whoever came by. 130 HP, dark type, triple dark for gunshot, 70. Opponent's active is now poisoned. Okay. Mischievous, 50, and psychic, 1 psychic for lead. Put a random supporter from your deck into your hand. That's not too bad there. You know, starting off with that, if you don't necessarily need to attack in right away, to just be like, yep, you know, I get to draw like a good supporter from my deck there. It's pretty good. Spritzy, 60 HP psychic, 1 psychic, sweet scent, heal 20 from one of your Pokemon. Okay, another Sunflora. So we couldn't get away from the Sunflora, but we have the Bouffalant rescuing the Natu that were freezing to death in the last one there. Justice for the Natu. Thank you, Bouffalant. We salute your courageousness. 100 HP, normal type, or colorless, double colorless for revenge, 40 plus if any of your Pokemon were knocked out by damage from an attack during your opponent's last turn. This does 40 more damage. So kind of similar to the Basculin, except instead of swapping in, it's just if you got a knockout last turn, it will deal the 80. And again, very similar to the Basculin, where it's, you know, only 2 energy for 80 damage on a basic. And again, like I'm thrilled that the Natu are safe there, because they did not look good in the card art from the normal triple set here. So we're getting some more of these in. We're hoping to see if maybe, just maybe, we can get, you know, enough in to finish off the complete set there. But we'll see. We have plenty of hourglasses to open up. We're definitely getting more than 100 packs here, but we want to try to get as much as possible. So, fingers crossed for shines and sparkles and sounds. Okay, we had one, and that had like the pinkish glow, so maybe that's a shiny. Baneri, Ditto. Okay, Yukimori. Yep, it's a Yukimori card. 60 HP, colorless, 1 colorless, copy a friend. Choose one of your benched Pokemon attacks, except any Pokemon EX. So you can't use it off of an EX Pokemon there, which is fine. I mean, you know, you could get something else and use it as this attack. If this Pokemon doesn't have the necessary energy to use that attack, it does nothing. Okay, so not quite as good there, actually. Yeah, that's too bad. Like, it has to have the energy. Solosis, 40 HP, Psychic, 1 Psychic rollout for 20, and it's conducting a science experiment there and has Pikachu looking at some microscope there, which maybe he's trying to see Solosis there, because Solosis does kind of look almost like a cell during, I think it's mitosis, where they split. So it's just like, like, they look kind of the same. Clauncher shooting out a little jet of water there, trying to be a little bit threatening. I'm trying to remember if it's the mantis shrimp that there's some sort of little crustacean that shoots little jets of water that paralyzes its prey because of how intense the spray is, even though it's a little bit there. Like, it wouldn't bother us at all, but just because they're so tiny and it shoots really fast, it stuns them and it can go over and grab its prey. Like, that's definitely what it's referencing here. 60 HP, water, 1 water again, 20. Another Charmeleon there. Going with an Onyx. Trying to be restful, but definitely he's given a little bit of side-eye, so I think that he's looking out. Maybe someone's been bothering Onyx for a little bit. So this is the Onyx that's with the Steelix here. So 100 HP, fighting type, triple colorless, so you can put it in steel type, no problem. Dig for 30, flip a coin of heads during your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage from and effects of attacks done to this Pokemon. Okay. Spinnerack that we saw on the little card art there, and it looks like it's on the tree of the Venusaur there. Just, with all of the artwork there. I think that's really cute there, that the Spinnerack is just hiding out on the Venusaur and just hanging out and trying to disguise itself. 50 HP, grass, 1 grass sting for 20, another Porygon and another Wartortle, and Clement's Backpack. During this turn, attacks used by your Magneton or Heliolisk do 20 plus to your opponent's Pokemon. Now, the only thing that I wish that these would do is that it could be anything in the line, because it's talking about Magneton, but it does not allow you to do this with a Magnezone. That's the problem that I see with it, is that it would be so much better if it could do it with the whole line, or at least evolved versions of it. So it's like, maybe you don't want a Magnemite or a Helioptile to do 20 extra damage. So maybe just include on it their Magnezone or anything that would come up like that. Charmander, very, very cute Charmander there, just a little bit before the training sessions there. 60 HP, fire type, fire and colorless, bite for 40. I'm trying to remember if the original genetic Apex Charmander was 2 energy for 30 and you discard one of the energy, because if so, this is just a marked improvement unless you want to have fire energy in the graveyard, in the discard pile. Another Yukimori Ditto, a Magnemite, looking kind of cool here. I'm trying to figure out, it definitely looks like he's in some sort of corridor or vent or something, pushing himself along. 50 HP, electric type, 1 electric for Electro Ball, 30. Not too bad for, an attack there. Grimer being very surprised. It looks like someone came down, or maybe he ran into Pennywise and is just getting a little spooked there. 80 HP, Dark type, double Dark for Sludge Bomb for 40. And Venusaur. Okay, so this is not going to be the Mega Venusaur, just regular Venusaur. 160 HP, Grass type, double Grass, double colorless for Poisonous Whip 90. Opponent's active is now poisoned. Okay, not anything super special, but getting rares are good, because rares and EXs can be hard to get sometimes. Clauncher again, Houndour. I think it looks like he's feeling a little bit upset that maybe he was not the one that got to start the fire. Definitely doing a good job of probably being a guard dog, or being a nice little pup in the house there, but I think that he wants to help out a little bit, and he wanted to be the one that started up the fireplace this time. 60 HP, fire type, roar for 1, switch out your opponent's active to the bench. Okay. Porygon, Garbodor, 130 HP, dark type, double dark, and colorless. Acid spray 70. Flip a coin. If heads, discard a random energy from your opponent's active. Okay. And a Reuniclus. Okay, so another rare. We'll definitely want to be taking those. 90 HP, not too bulky there, especially for a stage 2. Psychic, infinite increase. This Pokemon gets plus 30 HP for each psychic energy attached to it. Ooh. Now I wonder if it grants it that, like, if you have the psychic energy attached to it, does that mean that it will heal that amount as well? So it's like, if this is at 90 and you put the psychic energy onto it, does it go up to 120 and it stays at 120, or does it stay at 90? Because if it stays at 90, that's kind of worthless there, but, you know, getting the 3 psychic energy on it, I mean, get 3 psychic energy on it so you can use its Psy Punch for 90 damage, and it has 180 HP, and this thing's HP can just keep on going up and up with how much psychic energy that you have on it. I mean, you can make this incredibly tanky there. Get something that, you know, decreases damage onto it there, or as we talked about before, a little bit of the Rocky Helmet to try to whittle away at an opponent's HP for dealing damage. Yeah, you know, I was like, it's not that bulky at 90 HP, and then its ability just makes it super bulky. Probopass, 130 HP, Steel type, Metallic Turbo, double Steel 40. Yeah, take 2 energy, Steel energy from your energy zone and attach it to one of your vents. Yeah, that's just Dialga EX's first attack there. That's a pretty decent one there, because, I mean, if you're trying to use Dialga just to get that Metallic Turbo going on, why not use Probopass instead there and be like, yeah, you know, if he gets KO'd, then you only lose out on 1 energy. This is a pretty good Probopass, I have to say. I'm going to try this one out because that looks pretty good. The Shifty-Eyed Onyx again, Baniri, and Emolga, 70 HP electric colorless, Mach Bolt 50. Pretty worthless, honestly. You know, Emolga is just, like, unless it has something amazing, it doesn't evolve, so it's not really going to do anything. And we got another Mega Steelix. Okay, we're looking for some other Megas aside from that one, though, so we'll still take it. Houndour, Sunkern, Ariados, 90 HP, Grass type, Trap Territory, opponent's active retreat cost is 1 more. Okay. Interesting. 30 and for Pierce, 1 Grass energy. The ability is really nifty, but other than that, the rest of this card is just not good. It has less than 100 HP, so it's going to get KO'd real quick. It only has a single attack that does 30 damage. It's not going to be able to KO something faster, so it's not going to do well enough. Spritzy. Blastoise, okay, so the regular Blastoise, not the Mega, but again, we'll take rares because they can be difficult to find. 150 HP, Water type, double Water, and colorless for double Splash, 90 damage. If this has at least 2 extra Water energy attached to it, it does 50 damage additionally to one of your opponent's benched Pokemon, which the Wartortle helped defend against. So, you know, 90 damage, and then potentially another 50 to something that's benched. Whereas the Venusaur did, I can't remember if it was 90 or 70. I think it was 90, and it poisoned them. Oh, ho, ho. Full art shiny Buzzwole EX. Nice. It's such a good shiny too. Like, the green really pops out with him. Man, Buzzwole just really likes us because we got the immersive art a couple of times really quickly there, and then we got this full art version of him without the shininess and the regular one, and now we've got another one. Damn. Yeah. Punch and big beat. Yeah, give me some of that Buzzwole EX. We got it good. Purloin, being a little bit of a cat thief there, trying to steal a Pokeball, or put a Pokeball inside of a beaker. 60 HP, Dark type, 1 Dark for trip over 10 plus, so the coin of heads, this does 30 more damage. Okay, double Purloin. Spinarak, it's regular Steelix, not Steelix EX, 150 HP, Steel type, double Steel, double colorless, same, amount to use its ability. Metal Defender, 100 HP during your opponent's next turn. This has no weakness. So very similar to the effect of the EX one, except it does 20 less damage, and it has the same no weakness thing. However, the Mega Steelix has 70 extra HP and takes 20 less damage next turn. Clement, put 2 random cards from among Magneton, Heliolisk, and Clement's backpack from your deck into your hand. Okay, so if you're specifically using those, you could get those. I don't know how good they are in here. Magneton isn't particularly good there. I mean, it can help get into Magnezone, but, you know, hopefully it can be better here. Red Stripe Basculin, the low Punny, 90 HP, colorless, double kick, 50x. Flip 2 coins, that's 50 for each heads. Yep, Squirtle, playing on the beach before it becomes a War Turtle, 70 HP, water type, water colorless, tail wrap for 40. Emolga, Magneton, 80 electric type, 1 electric spark, does 20 damage, also does 20 to one of your opponent's bench. Nothing great. We'll have to see what Magnezone might offer. Duosion, just helping out in the office there. So now we got everything. We got Solosis, Duosion, and Reuniclus, 70 HP, Psychic colorless, Psy Shot for 50, okay. Another Ariados, another cute Charmander, Makuhita, 80 HP, fighting, double fighting strength 40. I'm trying to figure out what it's doing. Climbing out of a well, maybe? It's trying to be Solid Snake climbing out of the infinite well. I guess that's not Solid Snake, that's who becomes Big Boss. Yeah, so it's Naked Snake, that's who it is. This is trying to impersonate Naked Snake there. But you're a Sandbag. Oh, Trubbish. Look at that little dude there, little trash cat there. 70 HP, dark type, dark and colorless drool 30, and that just seems perfect. It's just like, instead of throwing something in the wastebasket, it craves to eat the garbage there. That's nice. They make them a little cute there, just kind of like how they're cute in Legends ZA. I like that. Oh, here we go. Mega Venusaur EX, big 240 HP. Getting some of that, more of that power creep here. 240 HP, not colorless, grass type. Double grass, double colorless, critical bloom. 120 damage. Your opponent's active is now poison and sleep. Okay, so it looks like the Megas, at least in this set, are doing exactly what their regular counterparts are doing, except bumping it up a little bit more. Again, I think it was 70 damage for the poison it's buying for the exact same cost there, double green, double colorless. 70 damage and poisoned. Now it does 50 extra damage, also puts them asleep, but then this also has, like, what, 60 extra HP? Kind of similar with the Steelix there, of the Mega Steelix. It does the exact same thing, except it did like 20 extra damage and takes 20 less damage there. You know, this is a bit more extreme, I think, compared to the Mega Steelix, but this is a stage 2. So glad to get me some a little bit of that Mega Venusaur, and the wafts really, you know, give a lot of that nice little flash there. I like that one, these Megas, that they do that. A little bit of Porygon, Emolga, Starly, 60 HP, colorless, one call for family, put a random Starly from your deck onto your bench, only really works once. Low Punny again. Okay, and that is everything that we have there. Have a lot of achievements going off for the things that we have. Skip over that and just see 41 of the 69 cards already. I mean, like, it's a hope to be able to get the stuff that we want there. There's our Trubbish and our Buzzwole. Okay, let's see if we can get maybe some more cool things there with this next 10. Okay, so this will be our 20. Okay, I didn't see or hear anything. That doesn't mean we can't get something. It just means it'll be a bit more of a surprise. Muck, Sunkern, Emolga, Porygon Z, 140 HP, colorless, triple colorless Cyberjack, 20 plus, does 20 more damage for each trainer card in your opponent's deck. Now I wonder if that's deck list or if it's just currently in the deck, because if it's just currently in the deck, that means that it gets less over time, which doesn't seem all that great. So, you'll have to do some experience to see which one that is. Clawitzer, 100 HP, water type, 1 water for Aqua Shower, deals 20 to each of your opponent's Pokemon, including their benched. Okay, but pretty spread. It's probably going to get KO'd quickly because of that. Muck, Mienfoo, Duosion, Liepard, 90 HP, dark type, 1 dark for Snatch and Flee, 60 damage. Your opponent reveals a random card from their hand, shuffles it into their deck. Shuffle this Pokemon into your deck there. Okay, so high damage, get them to do it there, but you shuffle into your deck. I wonder if that means that it devolves, or you put both the Purloin and the Liepard back in. Magneton there with the other thing that I didn't say about this Magneton. Yeah, I didn't think it was all that great there, and we're waiting for the Magnezone to see if it's worth it there. It's very colorful on this card here. Lots and lots of colors. I really dig all of the different colors that it's got. Well, we did see a rare coming up there. Makuhita, Squirtle. Here's our Magnezone. 150 HP, electric type, electric double colorless, mirror shot, 90. During your opponent's next turn, if the defending Pokemon tries to use an attack, your opponent's flip the coins. If tails, that attack doesn't happen. Okay, I mean, that's not too bad there. It's a little bit bulky with that there, but it would be great if the Clement backpack worked on Magnezone so that you could, I don't know, deal 110 instead. That'd be nice. Charmander, another Venusaur. Okay, so it wasn't 70, it's 90 there, but even still, it's 30 extra damage and puts them to sleep, so they have a chance of not attacking you. That Mega Venusaur, and it's got 80 extra HP from 160 to 240. It's so bulky. And because of that whole potential, the putting to sleep and then potentially not being able to attack you there, yeah, that's rough. And then you can also get Erica to heal it for 50 or Lily to heal it for 70 because it's stage 2. It's just like that thing. It's possible that Mega Venusaur is going to be really difficult to put down. Purloin, Emolga, another Venusaur, Squirtle, and then their Porygon-Z. Okay, we're getting plenty of those, so getting duplicates of things, especially EXs and rares, are not bad since they can be difficult. Spinarak, Purloin, Miss Magius, 90 HP, Psychic, double Psychic, stored power, 60 damage, move all Psychic energy from this Pokemon to one of your benched Pokemon. This feels like it would be very good with Reuniclus, because you could use Misdreavus pretty much on turn 1 to get I can't remember if it's at a supporter or a trainer card, but you do that to get it. You put a second Psychic on it for Miss Magius there, and potentially trying to get the Reuniclus evolved in the back there. And then once you are able to do it, you use this attack there, deal 60 damage to something, and then you move these to your Reuniclus in the next turn. Yeah, if you already have stuff, you can put 1 energy onto this, retreat it out, pull out the Reuniclus there. Magnemite, Staraptor, 140 HP, colorless, 3 colorless for Hurricane Wing, 50x, flip 4 coins, deals 50 for each of them there. Okay, so that's very similar to the Zapdos that we had, but this is the Zapdos EX. But this is a stage 2, but it's not an EX, so that's where you got your trade-off there. Porygon 2, 90 HP, colorless, double colorless, speed attack 40. Okay, yep. Burmy, 60 HP, grass type, 2 colorless for hang down 30. You got the little Burmy just all chatting together there, trying to say if they want to grow up to be a Mothim or a Wormadam. Another Clauncher, another Spritzee, another Blastoise. So when we get the next Blastoise, it's probably going to be doing 110, 120. It's going to have 230 HP or something, or 220, and does, you know, more damage to one of your opponent's benched or something. Aromatisse, 100 HP, Psychic type. Psychic colorless, Perfume Blast, 60 during your opponent's next turn. Attacks used by the defending Pokemon cost 1 more. I mean, that's not too shabby to put them off from using it from an extra turn. That could really mess up with any tempo that they have, and you could potentially defeat their Pokemon with this if, you know, they're not careful because they have to use an extra energy there. Liepard again, a Trubbish. This is what we had here, and we have the Pokeball in the background, just a lot of extra trash around them there. Squirtle, Staraptor again. Red Stripe Basculin, double Red Stripe Basculin, Mismagius, Porygon, Porygon 2. Bouffalon saving the Natu again, good man. Nose Pass, 70 HP fighting. 1 colorless for Rising Lunge 10 plus. Flip a coin of heads, does 20 more damage. Okay. Bulbasaur there, keeping track with the Pokedex and helping out around the lab there. 60 HP, Grass type, 1 Grass Tackle 20. So of them there, does less damage, but it can get the damage in first time that you put it on though. Spinarak, another Blastoise there. Aromatisse, Grimer, Porygon, Magneton, and another Mega Venusaur. Okay, well, we've got 2 Mega Venusaurs there to potentially make out some sort of deck there. So definitely did not get a whole lot. I mean, like, we definitely got some new stuff and, you know, some rares, another Mega Venusaur EX, but comparatively, we did not get any real big hits other than the Mega Venusaur there. So, that's a bit disappointing. So, I mean, all of the lack of the flashes really, I guess, made that prominent. 53 out of 69, we're getting there, up to 30 now. Okay, I think I heard one little sound there. A little bit of Magnemite. Helioptile here, 60 HP electric type. 1 electric for Thunder Shock, 10 for Coin of Heads. They are paralyzed. Okay. Another Nose Pass, another Steelix. Charizard. 150 HP, Fire type, triple fire, and a colorless Infernal Onrush. 150 damage. Does 30 damage to itself. So big hitter. I could see that potentially doing like 200, you know, over 200 damage there with that attack on it there. Now, I don't know if it's going to deal more damage to itself, like 50, or if it's going to keep the 30, or if it's going to maybe cause burn in addition to it. We'll have to see when we get them there, but flying really fast there. Aromatisse, Mian Chao, 90 HP, fighting type, 1 fighting, low suit 50, Trubbish, Heliolisk, 100 damage, not 100 damage, 100 HP, electric type, double electric, Thunderbolt, 120, discard all energy from it there. You know, big single burst of it there to try to get rid of something. Not great. Another Reuniclus, we'll definitely take that there. Makuhita, Red Stripe Basculin, Heliolisk and Molga, Venusaur, Mothim, 100 HP, grass type, triple colorless, cutting 1 for 70. It's kind of meh. Mienfoo, Purloin, Clement's Backpack, another Wartortle. Mothim, Nose Pass, Serena. Put a random Mega Evolution Pokemon EX from your deck into your hand. Oh wow, yeah, Serena is gonna be a good one there for people that are wanting to do this, especially if they, well, for anything. I mean, because eventually we're going to be getting Mega Evolutions that are going to be basics like Sableye or Diancie, or potentially the Primals, or Mega Rayquaza there. You know, there are those ones that, you know, or Absol. Absol is a basic one there, so is Pinsir. You know, you could just be like, yeah, I'm going to put one of those into my hand there and play it out and be able to build it up when you need to there. Or, you know, you could run it if it's a stage 1, be like, oh, I got the stage to the basic Pokemon, now I can just put this into my hand and evolve it. Or if it's stage 2, you're like, oh, you know, like I got the full line, or I've got my rare candy, like, you know, you could do that. And Serena is going to be good, and definitely the background on this is very pretty as well. So getting a full art Serena would be probably pretty nice. Magnemite, War Turtle, Aromatisse, Clauncher, Staraptor, Spritzy, Sunflora, Furfro. So we got Kabuki trim Furfro now. Now we had other types of trims in the other packs there. Same thing, 70 HP, colorless fur coat, takes 20 less from attacks, tackle for 1 to deal 30, and we have the background changing, so we know something is in here. We got a hit. Magnemite, Staravia, Red Stripe Basculin, and full art Mega Steelix. Yeah, we will absolutely take that, and he is menacing. Look at him there. Oh yeah, super cool, and I just absolutely adore that they have like the little original versions of themselves in the background that, you know, disappear when you move it around and then come back up when you hold it still. That's very nice. Absolutely take that. Baneri, another Serena, that's good. Squirtle, Emolga, and a Blastoise. Houndour, Mothim. Oh, there could be Houndoom and Mega Houndoom. Mothim, Squirtle, another Mega Venusaur there. Okay, we're getting plenty of Mega Venusaur. And a Heliolisk. Mothim, Heliolisk, Emolga, Basculin. Oh boy. Yeah, we're gonna take a look at this. Damn. Yeah, Mega Charizard Y. Oh boy, so we did get the immersive art really early on here, and I was right with that attack. 220 HP, fire type, triple fire, and a colorless crimson dye for 250. This is literally, if you get that off, it KOs anything. The Venusaur has the most HP, currently at 240, and this does an extra 10 on top of that. That blue that you have in your hand, try to have them take 10 less damage. It doesn't matter. This just literally KOs anything, and all it does is do 50 damage to itself. This is a stage 2 Pokemon. It's like next turn you just be like, Lily, heal it all up. Oh my. This could be a mess. Like, I know that the Stoke Charizard, to be able to get all of the fire energy on it would be good, but I mean, hey, you know, kid, if you're able to get this here, you're demolishing something there. Oh, it looks so good. And it also just reminds me of the Swablu immersive art that we got, that we just showed earlier, that, you know, it went through all of the different stages. Instead, you know, this time here it went Charmander up to Mega Charizard. You know, it had the 4 different types, whereas with Altaria, it's just Altaria. It's just Swablu to Altaria to Mega Altaria there. So this is a lot more of an epic version of that there. And so I wonder if they took any inspiration from that. But, you know, depending on the artist there, you know, it could very well be that they might not have had the same thing, or they could have gotten story beats of like, yeah, this is how we want the artwork to go or something. But the Charmander looked very much like an infant or a fetus almost, with the way that it has it there, and then everything else is just like combat. So man, I'm glad that we got that there. And this is like the last card of the packs, I think, too, so that's pretty darn good there. Yeah, look at that. Oh man, so we've got in, oh yeah, this one is so much better. We got the full art Steelix, and we got the immersive Charizard. Yeah, Charizard's like their immersive cards there. We had one in Genetic Apex, now we gotta get another one here, you know? Let's get all those in. We gotta get a regular Charizard EX too. Okay, so, I mean, if that's where our immersive art is, if they don't have an immersive art for the Venusaur and the Blastoise, because having 3 in the same pack and only having it as a single pack, and not only that, making it a small pack kind of would be a bit wouldn't be that great there. There's plenty of shiny Pokemon in here like they do with the other ones, but I mean, hey, you know, we're pretty close there. So no Mega Houndoom EX unless they made it dark type, which they can't. We just saw it here, so we'll have to see what comes through. There's not a whole lot of cards left in the packs here, so I mean, 9 more I think before we finish it off. See if we can get that there, because sometimes we've gotten lucky, sometimes not. Okay, didn't hear anything, but, you know, we could grab something. Lopunny, Romatisse, Sunkern, Nosepass. Okay, that's a intimidating version of Ariados there, up in its web, shooting some of its silk down at you to try to bring it into that trap territory. Still, you know, no matter how good the card looks, it doesn't change if it's not going to be played or not. Unfortunately, it's not. Charmander, Onix, Starly, Smagius, Steelix. Okay, so this is what we were waiting for with the Sunkern. Quick Grow Extract. Choose one of your grass Pokemon in play. Put a random grass Pokemon from your deck that evolves from that Pokemon onto that Pokemon to evolve it. You can't use this during your first turn or on a Pokemon that was put into play this turn. Oh wow, that is insanely good. You just get to search your deck for any Pokemon that evolves from a grass type. And you're just like, yeah, I'm going to put it into play. This is so good. Like, this is... It's like, rare candy is good because it's like, oh, you get to go up. But the thing is, you have to have both the basic Pokemon on the field. You have to have the rare candy and the stage 2 in your hand. This, you just have to have the basic Pokemon, and you're just like, for the stage 1, and be like, yeah, you know, I'm going to evolve it there. This, that's good. I could see that being the gold card in this set here. Muck, Double Muck, Trubbish, another Reuniclus, okay. Sunkern, Charmander, Makuhita. Oh, we are getting a Mega Lopunny. That's nice there. We'll certainly take that. 190 HP fighting type. Double fighting for rapid smashers. 90x, flip 2 coins, does 90 for each heads. Your opponent's active is now confused. So whether or not you hit either of those heads, they're still confused, and you know, you've got the potential. Again, 50% of the time you're dealing 90, 25% you're dealing 180, and 25% you're dealing 0. But I mean, if you have a will in your hand, I think that is that Psychic Elite 4 from Johto, where it guarantees it to be there. I mean, dealing 90. You know, Mega Lopunny, you know, not the most powerful Mega here, but you know, you could probably make it work, and it's a new card there. We'll certainly take that. Flashy, flashy, flash. She's got a rip tights going on and smacking some people around. Nice. Another quick grow at. Oh my goodness. We got 2 full art Mega Steelix EXs. Now I don't know how trading is going to work with these here, but it would be great if I could trade it and still keep one. Like, that you don't have to have 3 to be able to trade it, because I would love to be able to trade this for something else that I might need there. And we see that there is a shiny Pokemon too. What a pack! Full art Mega EX as well as a shiny. Yes, please. Clement, North Pass, Staravia Squirtle, and a Guzzlord EX full art shiny. Yeah. Gimme. 170 HP, Dark type. Grindcore, flip until you get Tails. For each head, discard a random energy from your opponent's active for 30 damage and only 2 energy. And it's such a good shiny too. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Oh, such a good pack. And the Houndoom here, 90 HP, fire. When fire for Sharp Fang 50. Not great. It's just this fire version of Mienshao. This Magius, Emolga, another Venusaur. Magneton, Magnemite, Muck, Romatisse, Magneton, Helioptile, Mothim, Makuhita, Wartortle, another Mega Lopunny. Okay, so we got 2 at the very least. We'll be looking for a full art version if we could. Nian Chao. Ivysaur to help us out, 100 HP. Grass, 1 grass for synthesis. Take 2 grass energy from your energy in a zone and attach to this Pokemon. This is insane. This is like the Stoke Charizard where you put the Bulbasaur out and you have the grass energy on it. You hit them for 20. Next turn, you evolve it into the Ivysaur. Put another energy onto it there. Or even if you have just the 1 grass energy and you put it on and you evolve the Bulbasaur into the Ivysaur, and you were like, oh, okay, you know, now I'm going to put the 2 energy on, and then the next turn you can quick grow extract to put the Mega Venusaur from your deck out, and then put the extra one on there, and then you're like, okay, yep, you know, I'm going to be wrecking house now. Or if you have it in your hand, like this is a very, very good Ivysaur there. This is probably the best Ivysaur that I've seen, just because it ramps you so hard with the energy. Oh my goodness. Grimer, Aromatisse, Staraptor, Trubbish, Probopass, Onyx, Mothim, Genesect. Okay, that's a bit unexpected. 110 HP, Steel type, triple colorless Steel Blast, 10 plus, does 20 more damage for each Steel type Steel energy attached to this Pokemon. Okay, so if you use Probopass or the Dialga to get that out, you get 4 Steel type energy onto it. It deals 90 damage. I mean, for, you know, a basic Pokemon, not that bad. I mean, you'd have to contend with trying to get it up there though. But, you know, I'll take it. It helps complete out the collection there. We might actually be complete. Like oh no, we haven't gotten the regular Charizard EX yet. Okay, so we're missing 4. Oh, and the Blastoise as well. We haven't seen the Blastoise at all. And then 2 more, the Hariyama and something else that's either fighting or another psychic type. I mean, doing pretty good so far. I mean, 2 full art shinies and the immersive art. Give us something else cool. This is great. Okay. Oh, there was a lot of shines and sounds there. Squirtle, Magnemite, Solosis, Savior Bouffalant, Charizard. Okay, we double up on that Charizard, that's good. Heliolisk, Purloin, Duosion, Charmander, Ditto. Is this our first one here? This Furfrou in the Kabuki trim is giving us some luck here with these Furfrou, Burmy, Bulbasaur, Clauncher, and an Ariados. Okay. That's probably the worst thing that we could possibly get. It's not only a dupe, but it's a dupe that I'm not going to use. Nosepass, Squirtle, Hariyama, there we go, 120, Fighting, Triple Fighting, Megaton Slap to Push. It's a big long name for 90 damage. It's not going to get used. Clauncher, ooh, a little Sunflora basking around with the sunflowers there. Kind of makes me think of the Scarlet and Violet grass trial at, what is it, Artisan? Where you have to collect all of them there. I guess it runs a bit better now on the Switch 2, but not really much of a need to go back and do it again though, but it's nice to get a little happy sunflower there. Staravia, Clement, Molga, Helioptile, there we go, get that regular Mega Charizard Y. So what? So now that we've got this one here, and we got the Hariyama, we need the whatever the Electric Psychic was, and the Blastoise, and we're going to be good. So, I mean, now we've got 2 Charizards, so if we want to, we can, you know, put the 2 of them into a deck, and it's got that menacing purple-blue fire there. That's very nice. Absolutely will take that. Another Houndoom, Grimer, Wartortle, Nosepass, another Charizard, Trubbish, Crow Extract, good. I'd like to get some... I keep on forgetting what it's called. I know it's not foiling there, and it's not hollow. It's not sheen or shine or anything like that. I always forget what it's called because I don't actively go in there and put the little effects onto it there. But I'd like to get that on it. Spritzy, Grimer, Xerneas. Okay, so that's our last one. So after Xerneas there, we just need... Oh, there, of course there's a Xerneas. We saw that there was an art card for Xerneas in the previews at the top. Surprised that there's no eval call then. I guess maybe that's going to come into the next one there. Potentially Mega Charizard with Mega Charizard X in it. Xerneas, 120 HP, Psychic, double Psychic and Colorless Geo Burst, 120 minus. This attack's damage is reduced by the amount of damage this Pokemon has on it. Okay, so very much like a Water Spout or something like that. Honestly, not that great because there are plenty of ways to put some damage onto it, and this just gets worse as it goes on, so it's nice for the binder, but it's kind of worthless on its own. Houndour, Helioptile, Spinarak, Staraptor, another little Hungry Trubbish there. I'll certainly take that. I mean, we're getting a lot of hits this time. A lot of them are duplicates, though. Mienshao, Romatisse, Mismagius, Nosepass, Savior Bouffalont, Houndour, Sunkern, Solosis, Mismagius, and Savior Bouffalont again. Okay, so getting plenty of the cards there, and we are just shy of one Mega Blastoise EX there to be able to finish off the regular portion of the set there, but we have all of this left over. Oh my goodness. That's a lot. I mean, I think it's still possible that they might have put in immersive art for all the different starters. I hope that they didn't to make it difficult to get them. Okay. So, looked like second to last, we have something guaranteed. Nosepass, Clement's Backpack, Spinarak, Double Spinarak, and a Liepard. We've got something in here. Squirtle, Grimer, Ditto, Staravia. Oh, look at that little Baneri there, just popping around. Hip hop, hippity hop. Hip hip hop and then don't stop. It's got really, really great colors on it there. It's very adorable, and the thick lines just kind of give it like a very cartoonish feel. And it's a very pretty card, very cute card. I'm glad that we're getting more and not just the same ones. Charmander, Spritzee, Wartortle, Magnemite, another Happy Sunflora there. I made getting more hits there. We want to get some of the other ones though. Mienfoo, Romatisse, Furfrou, Bulbasaur, Blastoise. The Furfrou was not at the beginning of the pack, that's why it didn't give us the luck. Solosis, another Magnezone, we'll take that because we only have one. Porygon, Houndoom, another Quick Grow Extract, take that. Romatisse, Liepard, Spritzee, Baneri, Probopass, Spritzee, Staravia, Solosis, another Serena, okay. That Blastoise is coming out a whole lot, but we want the Mega one. Dojin, Charmander, Heliolisk, Makuhita, and Wartortle. Magnemite, Makuhita, Serena, Starly, and Charmeleon. We've got something in this last one here. Houndoom, Staravia, Sunflora, Spinarak, and... oh! Not the most amazing rainbow rare that we've gotten, but still, like, getting a rainbow rare illustrated art, illustrated SIR of the Mega Venusaur EX is very nice. I mean, I'm going to prefer to put this one into the deck than the actual Venusaur itself, so thank you very much. I will absolutely take this. That'll help out with getting more of the collection done there. Oh, that's what it is. That's what's between the full arts and the immersive arts that I was like, that's a lot there. It's the rainbow rares. So there's probably going to be like a rainbow rare Charizard, rainbow rare Blastoise, and rainbow rare. Yeah, because Steelix is there, and Venusaur is going to be the first of the rainbow rares there, so there's only going to be 4 in the whole thing. And there's going to be a full art of each of the Mega EXs, so Venusaur, Blastoise, Charizard, Lopunny, Steelix. Who else is going to be in here? Steelix is going to be the last one there. Did we have one extra one? No, it's just those 5. Venusaur, Charizard, Blastoise, Lopunny, and Steelix. Yeah, so those are the 5. So that Steelix is actually the last one of it there. Oh, the trainers, that's right. So there's going to be Serena and Clement, and then there's going to be, you know, some of these rainbow rares there. Actually, the Charizard might not have a rainbow rare just because it's got the immersive art on it there. That probably makes sense there. Okay, let's see if we can keep on getting some more. Hopefully we can get that Blastoise EX just to see Blastoise, Mega Blastoise EX. Okay, so we got something guaranteed in the last one. Spinarak, Lopunny, Houndoom, Porygon, Heliolisk, Burmy, Garbodor, Duosion, Helioptile, Staraptor, Nosepass, Hariyama, Bulbasaur, Mienshao, Clawitzer, Trubbish, Burmy, Nosepass, Porygon 2, Steelix, Burmy, Mismagius, Squirtle, Porygon, Genesect. Second Genesect is good. Squirtle, Starly, Lopunny, Burmy, Magneton. Nothing great so far. Heliolisk, Bulbasaur, Mothim, Mienshao, Ivysaur. Get another Ivysaur. We did need that. Staravia, Nosepass, Vermintide, Charmeleon, Magnezone, Clauncher, Burmy, Mismagius, Basculin, another Charizard. We've got something guaranteed here, but it's been a pretty lousy 10 packs here. Sunflora, Magnemite, Vermintide, Magnemite, and a Trubbish. So unfortunately, you know, another illustrated rare that we already had. First time that we're getting no new cards whatsoever. Bit of a disappointment there, but hey, you know, it's gonna happen eventually. I mean, especially once we get the Blastoise there. Once we get the Blastoise, there's, you know, it's gonna be hard to get anything new. Okay, lots of sounds, lots of things shooting rainbows in our face. Charmander, Bulbasaur, Spinarak, Heliolisk, and oh yes, another rainbow rare. It's time for the Mega Steelix. Now we can have rainbow rare and the full art there. Oh, that's nice, that's nice. Soaring through the sky there, just acting almost like a giant dreadnought almost. Yeah, that'd be intimidating to see just flying around. Yes, another rainbow rare. We'll absolutely take that. Muck, Spinarak, Staravia, Furfrou, Liepard, Savior, Buffalon, Makuhita, Solosis, Trubbish, Hariyama, Houndour, Garbodor, Makuhita, Emolga, Magnezone, Houndour, Spritzee, Mothim, Probopass, another Mega Charizard Y. Okay, we already had enough, but, you know, we'll take another one, I guess. Makuhita, Clawitzer, Helioptile, Mienshao, Liepard. Come on, Blastoise, Trubbish, Clement, Bulbasaur, Grimer, Serena. Serena is good. Nosepass, another Serena, that's good. Clauncher, Sunkern, another Baniri, okay. We'll have to look to see if we finished off. I didn't take a peek to see if we'd finished off the illustrated arts. I think we might have, so, you know, if we get those there, it is what it is. Grimer, Magnemite, Probopass, Clauncher, Xerneas. Okay, getting a second Xerneas just to finish up if we need any sort of double for like a deck or something, or a task. Magneton, Muck, Burmy, Mienshao, Quick Grow Extract, and a shiny Cloyster. Okay, so maybe that's what that shiny was for at the end there. 110 HP, water, double water, guard press 50. Okay, you know, we'll certainly take it for the collection there. Getting some new stuff, especially that Steelix is going to be good. Absolutely, we'll take that. I think that those are the only two new things. Boop, boop, yep. So yeah, more of those ones there. Dark on the Guzzlord, so I mean that's for fuller EXs there. Oh no, it looks like we've got probably two more illustrated rares that we still need to get there, so it'd be nice to get those along with the Blastoise. Come on. Come on. We need a Blastoise here. Blastoise. Okay, the end of this is going to be good. Another Quick Grow Extract. Good. Purloin, Squirtle, Bulbasaur, Sunflora, Staravia, Heliolisk, Burmy, Onix, Clement's Backpack. Another Xerneas, Squirtle, Makuhita, Charmander, Furfrou, Romatice, Mienfoo, Muck, Porygon 2, Charmeleon, Romatice, Charmander, Staraptor, Clauncher, Serena. Sometime here it's going to start getting good. Burmy, Mienfoo, Ivysaur, Purloin, Ariados, Magnemite, Solosis, Mienfoo, Mismagius, Clement's Backpack. Okay, Starly. Okay, here we go. Full Art Xerneas. There. We'll absolutely take that illustrated rare there. Very, very beautiful. Xerneas, probably one of my favorite designs of a Mega. I just think that it's very, very beautiful, and how it's just a combination between like a Lord of the Forest, like the Princess Mononoke or Bambi's father, but then also the like Yggdrasil, the World Tree there. It just, I don't know, it just looks so good. I like it. Magnemite, Onyx, Probopass, Basculin, Staravia, Mienshao. Another Ariados, could use with the other illustrated rare though. Porygon Z, and Mulga, Romatisse, Lopunny, Starly, and a Sunflora. Again, could have used the other one there. Okay, we're at 6 extracts, meaning that we might be able to get some Flare, that's what it's called, on it there. Okay. Still have some more that we can do here, so see about getting that there. Can we get the Blastoise before we run out? Okay. Heard something and I saw something. Magneton, Baniri, Makuhita, Mienshao, Clawitzer, Clement's Backpack, Mothim. Okay, this wasn't anything that I had heard or seen, so we're getting a little something extra here. Mothim, Mienfoo, Mulga, and Reuniclus is our last one, so we did get all of the art cards, and we are saving the most playable one for last here, getting that Reuniclus there, and have 3 of them just dancing around together. And we just have a Solosis looking on in the background there. Try not to be like the 4th wheel or something. But hey, I will absolutely take this. This completes out our illustration rare collection there for the set. And now we're just looking for the Blastoise. Probopass, Spritzy, Clauncher, Romatisse. Not that Blastoise though. Ditto, Mischievous, Starly, Erosion, another Sunflora, Staravia, Mienshao, Staravia, Sunflora, another Mega Steelix. Getting a lot of Megas here. We just are looking for that Blastoise though. Houndoom, Spinarak, Houndoom, Liepard, Furfrou, Mienfoo, Makuhita, Furfrou, Bulbasaur, and Heliolisk. Mienfoo, Solosis, Mulga, Probopass. There we go. We got that Mega Blastoise. Okay, so we did finish out the set just barely. And he's got that Flash, Flash, Flash. So we were right about the 230 HP, Water type, double water and colorless, triple bombardment, 130. So that's 10 extra than we thought that I was going to do. So 130 for one Pokemon. It's pretty good. It still KOs everything within 2 shots. If this Pokemon has at least 3 extra water energy attached to it, it does 50 to 2 of your opponent's bench. Okay. So it doesn't do extra to a single one, it will just deal the extra 50 to a second on the bench. So, I mean, if they don't have anything on the bench, it really doesn't do all that much extra there. That's probably why I'm going to say that the Charizard and the Venusaur are going to be the 2 better ones than this Blastoise. Though Blastoise is my favorite of the Kanto starter, like final evolutions there. I'm gonna say I think that the Mega Blastoise EX is the weakest of the 3 Mega Kanto starters EX, just because it's, you know, the Venusaur can still KO everything in 2 shots and is probably extra tanky because not only is it at the highest HP so far at 240, but specifically because of that potential of sleep and them not being able to attack. That's pretty good. And then the poison also just helps out of dealing an extra. I mean, by the time that it goes back to your opponent on the second turn, they've taken 30 extra damage. There, if they haven't switched out their Pokemon, there you deal the 120, right? It was 120 for the Venusaur's damage, and then even if it doesn't put them to sleep, it does the poison, deals 10 extra poison to them, comes back to you, it deals 10 poison, goes back to them, 10 poison after you deal the 120 again. So that's 270 in total if they haven't tried to heal it or cure it or anything like that. That's a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage. But hey, I'm glad that we finished off the set here. And we're getting something else in here. Houndour, Garbodor, Solosis, Venusaur, and Bulbasaur. So a shiny Pokemon here. Shiny Sandslash. Great shiny. Absolutely terrible Pokemon. Probably one of the worst Pokemon that they have. 90 HP, fighting type. 1 fighting for cut 50 damage. It's just its stats are so bad. It needs an evolution. Like, it got its regional variant there, but ideally Sandslash just needs an evolution there. It doesn't need a mega, it needs an evolution that just puts it up above 500 for its last stage. We need it there. We really need it. Boniri, Spinarak, Probopass, Mr. Vis, Quick Grow, Extract. Okay, so here we go, finishing off a whole lot here actually. We finish off the set, we get another shiny, we finish up the illustration rares here. There we go. The diamonds are complete. Collect every diamond card in the expansion, which I still have not done with the other one there, which I'll probably continue to pull from that one. Oh no, I've completed the diamonds. I just haven't gotten all of the illustration rares from it. So I'll keep on pulling to try to do that there. And, you know, there's going to be golds and whatnot, but, I mean, hey, you know, we've already gotten... There's not going to be that many more, because there shouldn't be any other rares after this immersive Charizard in the set other than shinies and a gold card. So, I mean, there's not a whole lot left in here to really pull potentially, so I'm probably not going to be going all that hard with my free packs into this. Finally using that last hourglass there, seeing if maybe we can get something here. I don't know how many we have left, but it's probably not many more. That was a lot. So, we're starting off with a little bit of Houndour, Duosion, Mismagius, Grimer, and another Mega Venusaur. Like I said, I think I like the Mega Venusaur the best out of all of these, especially with the support that it's getting there, and with that sleep on it. Oromatisse, Helioptile, Onix, Lopunny, Double Lopunny. I wouldn't mind a little bit of Double Lopunny. Quick Grow Extract, Yanxiao, Molga, Staravia, Sunflora, Basculine, Wartortle, Staravia, Mienfoo, another Xerneas there, so doubling up on that. If we could get another Reuniclus illustrated, that would be great as well. We got a lot of stuff. Staravia, Muk, Porygon, Furfrou. Doubling up on the immersives, yes. Only thing that would be better is if we got the gold. But yeah, look at this here. So we've got the Charizard that kind of looks a little bit like that infant slash fetus there, giving off a little bit of flame. We got the Charmeleon being the angry teenager, more flame. Charizard, adult, you know, slightly more flame than that. And then you have the Mega Charizard Y with just a bunch of flames in the background. Very menacing, purple flames going there, making it even more epic. Getting two of these is nice. Oh yeah. Be able to put both of those in will be good. Clauncher, Mothim, Magnemite, Charmeleon, Sunflora, Garbodor, Staravia, Makuhita, Houndoom, Ditto, Molga, Mismagius, Spritzee, Sunkern, another Xerneas here, okay. And anything else? Duosion, Lopunny, Mothim, Charmander, another Mega Steelix there, okay. Plenty of those. Onix, Mothim, Rhypard, Houndoom, and a Porygon Z. Okay, so another immersive art. That's pretty good for us. We'll certainly take that. Can we do any more? We can. We're just going to do this here to see if maybe, just maybe, we can get any other hits there, any other 2-stars or shinies, maybe even the gold card. Because I'm probably not going to be doing too much more of this just because we've already hit everything in the packs other than, again, the gold and some of the 2-stars. Okay, got one guaranteed hit. Staraptor, Magnemite, Purloin, Magnemite, Quick Grow Extract, Squirtle, Porygon, Charmander, Ditto, Porygon Z, Probopass, Mr. Vis, Mothim, Spritzee, Porygon Z, Magnemite, Muk, Veneri there. Okay, nice little jumping Veneri. Solosis, Magneton, Burmy, Grimer, Muck, Clement's Backpack, Xerneas. We're getting a lot of that Xerneas now that we've gotten him, but we want that Reuniclus. Mothim, Nosepass, Sunflora. Maybe I could see if I could find someone to trade if... you can't trade the most recent set, though. I'll have to wait until another set comes out there, but trade one of these for maybe a Reuniclus there. Launcher, Trubbish. Okay, double hits in that one there. Molga, Grimer, Staraptor, Purloin, Magnezone. Burmy, Mismagius, Staravia, Houndour, Clement's Backpack. Grimer, Muck, Molga, Steelix, Ditto, and for the final pack, Starly, Burmy, Grimer, Boufflant, Savior Boufflant, and Genesect there. I think that's going to be it. I don't think that we're going to have any... I don't think we're going to have enough to do more. Maybe we hit another 500 there, so we're at the 28. And, oh, no. We're still able to do some here. So, I mean, that's the big thing is... Since it's the only time we're doing it, we're going to be going in as much as we can, seeing if, again, any hits? I didn't see any there, so maybe not. Muck, Staravia, Solosis, Flawitzer, Clement. Oh, we saw something there. Baniri, Basculin. There's just the Mega Charizard Y. I saw something on the outline there. Aromatisse. Oh, it's the same one. Oh my goodness there. So we're looking for hits, 2-star specifically, and this Steelix, this Mega Steelix EX keeps on coming up. So it's like, I am looking forward to when I can trade these out, because I definitely want to trade them out for something else there. Trubbish, Aromatisse, Reuniclus, Onix, Porygon 2, Mothim, Aromatisse, Charmeleon, Nosepass, Ariados, Mothim, Lopunny, Mienshao, Staravia, Magneton, Misdreavus, Purloin, Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, Wartortle, Baniri, another Ariados. So we are getting hits, even though we didn't see any shines here. Baniri, Aromatisse, Steelix, Charmander, Nosepass, Squirtle, Probopass, and Mismagius, and one of them was a 2-star too. Purloin, Ariados, Charmander, Bulbasaur, Magnezone, Helioptile, Bulbasaur, Ariados, Charmander, and... Oh, yes. Okay, so we are finishing off with one more 2-star full art Mega Evolution. This time it's being the Charizard Y. We'll absolutely take that there. Oh yeah, absolutely. So getting a hit in the very last pack there for us. It's not the gold one there. Not sure what it's going to be, but I guess there was a special task of it getting all the different Mega Charizard Ys or something, because I just saw it pop up there. Interesting. Well, yeah, there we go. I mean, completed out the set, completed out the illustrated rares, got ourselves a few shinies, a few... I mean, it only shows 4 of the 2-stars here, but that Steelix, we got 3 of those. Man, I wish that they were 2 other things there. But no gold this time. You know, we'll see about it maybe in the future. I don't know, because, yep, we reached the end. So thanks for joining me up on this here. We ended up getting some good hits there, doubling up on the immersive rare. We got, what is it, 4 shinies there, 2 of them being shiny full art megas, not megas, full art EXs for the Ultra Beasts, no less. Those are pretty good, pretty decent there. And then what, we got 4 of the other 2-stars there, and we got everything else. So doing pretty good. So thanks for joining me up on this little adventure with the Crimson Blaze packs there, this new Mega themed booster with our Kanto starters. And, you know, I'm looking forward to when they have other things. Gengar, Mega Charizard X, you know, the Primals. What did we get? I don't think we got the... Or maybe we did get one of the Mega Lottie twins there, but I mean, there's still quite a bit that we've got left in terms of Megas, and I mean, Legends EA, we've got new Megas that came out, so there's always the potential of those coming in at some time as well. So again, thanks for joining me up on this one here. I'm going to wish you a ton of luck with whatever it is that you are up to. I'm looking forward to you joining me again for another one of these entries in the future, especially when another one of these packs come out, because who knows what could be in them. So Until you do come on back, though, please take care of yourself. Have a wonderful afternoon, evening, or night. I'll see you next time.